All right, everybody, welcome to the Liberty Bowl. We got a couple things to talk about today. Apparently, our neighbors to the north have some crazy shiznits going on. In multiple aspects. Not just Well, we'll talk about it. But then we have some funny old Joe Biden's videos that I guess and he's talking about Trump here. Of course, fucking grabbing at straws, trying to make himself seem popular, right? But we're gonna go ahead and watch the little video and things like that. But first, man, how you guys doing?
Excellent.
Real good, real good. Out here enjoying, the break in the heat, brother. It's you were with me, man. It's much better out here today.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially being working in the heat and shit like that. You just that little bit of cloud cover, even if it's not set, not exactly rain. It's something out here in the desert,
Yeah, it's pouring when I got here.
Right. I don't know if you guys got some bowls packed or not, but I guess we could start doing a Liberty Bowl type Liberty Bowl thing. And before we get into old Joe Biden's, let's get into this, fellas.
Well, let me run it down to you, communist, homosexual, faggot, dipshit, motherfucker. Fuck you, that's why. 'Cause fuck you, that's why. 'Cause helmets suck, that's why. And commies like you swallow, that's why. Fuck Pete Wilson, that's why. Fuck Dick Floyd, that's why.
I'm still not on his level.
I'm smoking on some sativas over here. Shit's delicious, but should get me in a nice uppity, energetic mood to talk some shit about our government, right?
That's what we're doing here?
That's,
Shit.
that's what we do in this. That's what we do.
Wrong
in this
channel.
All right. So let me.
We're talking about the government, the state, the people, the politicians, the lizards, the mother.
The motherfucking lizard people.
The Pope.
Right. Zip boop. Right. Freaking. So let's go ahead and check out this video real quick, you guys, and then we'll go ahead and break it down.
Let me close with this. Every day we rely on law enforcement to save lives. Then on January 6th, we relied on law enforcement to save our democracy. We saw what happened. The Capitol Police, the D.C. Metropolitan Police, other law enforcement agencies were attacked and assaulted before our very eyes, speared, sprayed, stomped on, brutalized, and lives were lost. And for 3 hours, the defeated former President of the United States watched it all happen as he sat in the comfort of the private dining room next to the Oval Office. While he was doing that, brave law enforcement officers were subject to the medieval hell for 3 hours, dripping in blood, surrounded by carnage, face to face with crazed mob that believed the lies of the defeated president. The police were heroes that day. Donald Trump lacked the courage to act. The brave women and men in blue all across this nation should never forget that. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-cop. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-democracy. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-American. There can be no greater responsibility than to do all we can to ensure the safety of our families, our children, our community, our nation, and our law enforcement officers. I will always meet that duty, just as you do every single day as members of a critically important organization. May God bless you all.
All right. So that was it, man. Pretty
Hilarious.
Pretty great shit, right?
He said
Right.
duty.
He said you can't be pro-insurrection and be pro-American. America
Here.
was built on insurrections, man.
Right. We are the great erection of America. Right.
And I'm thinking
Yeah.
I'm thinking of somebody who is actually dripping with blood, and I don't think he mentioned her.
Right. And,
Right,
and
exactly.
That's why all he said was lives were lost. He doesn't say which lives.
Plural,
were lost,
though.
Right. Well, because he's also trying to include the fucking
attacks.
the people that died afterward. Yeah.
And my take from that, my main one is, the police saved our democracy that day. Remember, kids, no matter how many times you repeat the lie, it doesn't make it true. We live in a constitutional republic,
Right.
man.
Right. Fucking, what do you think about the whole fucking these people were brutalized, savage, speared. They had
it
selfies
was
taken with
medieval.
them. It was terrible. It was horrible. It was an
Fucking
insurrection
Vlad
to the
Impaler
fullest.
was there.
Right. Like, what do you guys think of that?
I think it's an oxymoron because then he goes on to talk about Trump didn't have courage that day. This guy's obviously a complete pearl clutcher to consider, being let in on an almost guided tour, the majority of which were just selfies and, a window and a couple doors or whatever got damaged. I mean, that's an example of no courage, I'd say.
I wonder if at any point in time, maybe like a month or two later, somebody comes back from vacation and just randomly finds a dried up turd in one of their drawers.
So, what'd you guys think of the way, like, that one line? I forget what it was, like, fucking, and he did nothing. Like, that's probably the toughest I've ever heard Joe Biden sound. Even when he gets into his, like, don't let me forget. Like, you laugh at him, but I mean, still, just the tone of his voice right there, right? It sounded, but he did nothing. It sounded like he was fucking reading a fucking ad read for a fucking movie trailer.
That was COVID, man.
Right. For real.
Yeah, one was that recorded. My thought is that it was not just scripted, but he had his daily dose of kid blood or something like that. But I bet it took a few takes.
Right.
Like cut, try it again.
That was from a speech, I believe, in front of some sort of like Black Police Officers Association. It was just recently. I think it could have been today. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really say, but I wasn't really paying too much attention to the news today. I was kind of fucking adrift within the.
Well, one
nether
story
realms.
I heard today about him speaking in front of people was apparently the White House press corps has this letter signed by 68 different reporters right now that are wondering about this new policy that Biden instituted, the Biden White House instituted, for their actual press conferences, where they're all being vetted now. And apparently the New York Post went 7 months without ever even getting in. And this room that they do it in the East Wing is 6,000 square feet. And people just aren't even really trying to get in anymore. So it ain't filling up. It's just for the last year now, they've been asking why everybody can't get in. They have to RSVP, and then they have to be invited like afterwards, in hindsight, basically. So
yeah, and I also read the same similar stuff, but that they could only have approved questions. Like basically you had to submit your questions, right, and then they would tell you which ones you were allowed to ask.
That's why we saw him at that one press conference just recently. I think it was like something after the fucking United Nations or like some foreign fucking relations fucking thing, and then he was literally like fucking had a cue card, like, and we have so and so from MSNBC, right? And next question, we have so and so from this newsroom from CNN. Then next we have so and so from CBS, and like it's literally like, dude, you're not taking questions. Like these questions are pre-written. Like
maybe that's why they're doing it, though. Maybe that's one of the reasons they're doing it is to keep him on track. He needs to have the cards. They can't make him those cards if they don't know who's going to be there.
Right. Fucking you see fucking when you're able to catch these fucking politicians and shit like that off guard, like we just saw with fucking Nancy Pelosi and shit like that. Fucking just the other day when they asked her again about fucking did your husband
absolutely
make any
not?
Yeah, just fucking nope. Walks away. Dude, just fucking.
The course of your career, has your husband ever made a stock purchase or sale based on information he received from you?
No, absolutely not. Okay.
when they're getting faced with these fucking, you know, red pilled America questions and shit, you know, and fucking they don't know how to answer them without sounding stupid or giving away the game, you know. They're like,
Yeah, so
they're-
she's asshole and elbows.
right. They're used to fucking the press and the media fucking 100% backing every single thing they do. And it seems like fucking the press, you know, for the most part, you know, even the fucking the liberal lamestream media press is fucking even still it's starting to kind of fucking scrutinize them a little bit, because I mean at this point it doesn't matter how much you try to defend them, the facts are undeniable. You know, they fucked up. They
In her
fucked
defense,
up.
she doesn't have an answer to give. Like, there's not a good one.
No,
it's just
definitely
like, yeah,
not.
we just don't talk. Like, we actually hate each other, and
Right.
he's always fucking someone else, and I haven't even looked him in the eyes in the last 6 years, so I definitely ain't telling him what I'm doing.
In her mind, fucking no. It was you were never supposed to ask that question. Why? What are you doing? You know? What? Why? Just like fucking like Charlemagne with Kamala Harris.
I want to know who's the real president of this country. Is it Joe Biden or Joe Manchin?
I'm sorry, I interrupted. I don't think the vice president can hear you. It's Simone. I'm so sorry, Charlie. We have to wrap.
She can hear me.
We'll wrap up. You can hear me? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me, Madam Vice
So
President?
I'm sorry. We got to wrap.
Oh.
So I'm sorry to interrupt.
They're acting like they can't hear me. Y'all see that?
I can hear you.
Oh, so who's the
I
real?
can hear you.
So who's the real president of this country? Is it Joe Manchin or Joe Biden, Madam Vice President?
Come on, Charlemagne.
I really-
Come on. It's Joe Biden.
I can't tell sometimes.
No. It's Joe Biden. And don't start talking like a Republican about asking whether or not he's president.
Do you think Joe Manchin is a problem?
It's Joe Biden, and I'm vice president, and my name is Kamala Harris.
You know, fucking like who's really running the country? She's like, what? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I think we're having a bad connection. And he says again, who is really running the country? And she's just like, why are you asking me? Like, what? Why would you ask me
And
that?
they're like,
you know?
and they're like, she can't hear you. And then he's
Right.
like, she's acting like she can't hear me. And she's like, oh no, I can hear you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
What were
Nancy
you
didn't hear
doing
the
right
question
now?
either.
Yeah, dude, fucking they're starting to get asked these tough questions because you know, whether you want to consider it conspiracy theory or not, conspiracy theory is becoming conspiracy fact nowadays with fucking the free and open sharing of information that we have with what is the internet and fucking social media. Social media, it's a double-edged sword. It's fucking bad because it rots our fucking society from the inside out, but at the same time, you know, it also helps us fucking connect society in a way that has never been able to before, you know?
If you want to see something funny, as far as them turning their backs on Biden, go to a different search engine besides Google and just put in Democrats turn on Biden. And it's just literal, just page, article after article after article. It's pretty comical.
I'll have to fucking check that out later. I don't have any fucking other search engines up on my shit right now. Otherwise, I'd do it. And my computer ain't the greatest, so I don't want to get too much lag in the recording and shit. But yeah, dude, I'll definitely fucking check it out, dude. That's it's got to be great because, like I say, clearly people are seeing that there's something clearly wrong, and it's not just fucking the old fucking pandemic, fucking. There's something seriously wrong beyond that, fucking the whole world is on the brink of fucking World War III right now, and it's largely to do with the inflationary spending of the U.S. dollar and things like that. The hyperinflation of the U.S. dollar, kind of could be devaluating the rest of the world's currency. It could be also the sanctions that the economic sanctions that, America and NATO and the UN is trying to fucking pose on Russia and shit like that. And it's, causing, these BRICS nations to kind of start up a whole fucking, I guess, other side. I guess we would call them the Axis, I guess, or whatever you want to say, but the opposition, I guess, to
If we're going with that one again.
to American globalism, which I can't say I blame them for it, really.
It just seems like a lot of hysterics right now.
All right, again, I'm not a Putin stooge, you guys, I swear, but I mean, American globalism, it's an evil thing, dude. Like, at what point does help become hurt? Look what we did in Afghanistan. Well, we fought the Taliban for 20 years just so we could fucking turn it over to the Taliban. And
Yeah,
and,
I
and
mean,
on top of
you
that,
know,
arm them better than they've ever been armed before.
There's already stories about Ukraine selling the weapons we're sending currently.
I wouldn't
So
fucking doubt it, dude. Like me and Ryan's like fucking you say all the fucking time. What is the definition of foreign aid? It's taking fucking money. It's taking money from the poor people of a rich country and giving it to the rich people of a poor country. That's foreign aid, right? It's sorry. That's what it is, people. That's all you fucking.
yeah, it's when you
with
send.
you're. I support Ukraine. That's what you guys are doing. That's what you're supporting.
Yeah, that's when you send $1 billion to Africa and they build a basketball court. Right? We were talking about
Right.
earlier too. I mean, Haiti. Look at the hundreds of millions of dollars that were sent, and they built something like 18 like mini homes.
Right.
You know what I mean? I
Right.
mean, it's the siphoning of wealth has been amazing over the past couple decades.
Mm-hmm. And then at the same time, they have the audacity to say that fucking Elon Musk could solve world hunger with that $44 billion. When at the same time, we're going to send $50 billion to support the war machine in Ukraine that we don't have. Why don't we fucking use that to solve world hunger then? Of course, that would not solve world hunger. Anybody fucking knows that is, all that is fucking this whole pandering for world hunger, this pandering for fucking, global warming change and climate change fucking action and shit like that. It's nothing more than just pandering to your fucking pulling on your heartstrings so that way you could pull on your wallet strings and fucking just give them more money, guy. That's all it is.
And
people.
take away rights at the same time.
Exactly.
That's what the
not
green
taking my
scam
money.
really boils down
I don't
to.
have any.
Right. But still, it's just the American people in general, fucking the more fucking the more inflation and shit, the higher your fucking your food stamp, the less the
Right.
the less your
Utilities
food stamps
have
are gonna
doubled
make.
in the last 2 years where I'm living right now. It's one of the cheapest places in the entire country to live.
Right.
And it's just straight up doubled in the last 2 years.
Has
Power,
your
heat.
has your income gone up? Your
No.
your Social Security income? Of course, they're not going to do that. They know that fucking inflation in many departments. They say all around it's about fucking what is it, like 10 point, almost about 10%, something like that right now. But in different departments, in different areas like the the food industry, things like that, it's much higher. Arizona
Right.
fucking just actually reported one of the highest inflation rates in the nation. Arizona's fucking inflation rate is about 12.5%. As compared to the average around America altogether, which is like I said,
It does
9 to
it does
10
depend on the industry though too, because I remember it was actually last October specifically, and the news was reporting exactly that natural gas was up 43%, which is pretty preposterous. Now,
Right.
where I live, my heat is important. Like I'm sure you guys don't have that much of a problem. Ryan understands anyway. Well, with my heating company, I'm on a budget. Otherwise, I'd be paying $250 a month in December and nothing in July. So
Right.
it spreads it out.
Right.
Now,
See,
for whatever
here it's-
reason, they
And
What?
just for the people that are unaware, that are just listening in, me and Liberty Swine here, we live in Arizona. Devil King up there, he's up there in Michigan. So I believe you're in Michigan, right?
in Upper
Yeah,
Michigan.
Yeah, Upper Michigan. Yeah.
it gets
fucking-
cold. But
yeah.
what they
He has
did
Canadians
though,
like we
where
have
you'd
Mexicans.
think, right? What they did though is they readjusted this budget by quarter, which makes no sense. So on October, while this story was going out about these prices, my gas bill went up exactly 43%. And I asked them, is like, why? I haven't used any gas in the last 3 months. And they said, oh, well, we adjust it by quarter. Then what the fuck is the point of the budget? It's because I was just paying more for that quarter.
The house always
and
wins.
exactly 43%.
And here in Arizona, man, it's the opposite. We got the problem with trying to keep the house cool. Otherwise, you're sweltering, man. You know what I mean? Obviously, utilities have doubled and whatnot. And then when it comes even to food products, we don't pay taxes on food or anything. But I mean, it's so bad. Yesterday, I went to the store and bought 2 pounds of chicken breast, dude, $15.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That's something that would normally be, $8, $6.
Right.
Pretty rough.
Yeah, milk is over $5 here now, and it's never been
Right,
like
but
that.
but my point of that is, if prices have doubled, then definitely inflation is not 9%.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what I say, because it excludes certain markets, such as I don't know, I could be wrong, fucking these economist people out there watching, fucking correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it could exclude the fucking energy market. It could, pretty sure it excludes the housing market. I'm at least 99% sure it excludes the housing market. It excludes a lot of different things. I believe I've heard somebody say fucking that they rate inflation differently than they did back in the 70s when we were in a similar economy. So
I was going to say, it's like Common Core math now.
Right. We could technically be in a higher inflationary period than they were back then. Just like I said, the standards have changed. It's not the rates that have changed. It's not the issues. It's not the overprinting of money that is the issue. That of course, the continuing issue that is changed. It's just the the way that it's putting down in statistics now that
it's
changed.
Gaslighting by definition.
Right. Lying by omission, basically.
For sure. And, that's really what the Fed does. Their inception was to protect the dollar, and all they've done is, bloat it and devalue it.
Right. And that's why they can and should be replaced with a computer.
Yeah. We've been warned for this from the founders all the way to, 30-year congressmen.
Right.
We were founded.
Some of them should be replaced by computers.
Most of the goddamn bureaucracy should be replaced with fucking computers at this point, dude. But then again, the fucking dystopian idea, I don't want fucking AI to take over and fucking start trying to destroy us.
Well, the
I
point
don't know.
is,
I've played some space sims that have some pretty solid economies, so.
The point is there should be no Fed. You know what I mean? That's what's destroyed it. And,
right.
The Constitution says it's supposed to be the Treasury.
Right.
American people, not some faceless, bureaucrat that's, unelected, basically. The face that the president puts in, that's literal just a puppet. That's just someone to come out and speak to the public. But, listen to the Kissinger speeches. When he tells you, we don't care who's making the laws or who's the president. We just affect us. They flex muscle, man, more so than the United States.
Yep. Shit,
Yeah, most of these global banks aren't based here anyway. It's not even American money.
Right. And so let's get back on some of the topics here. Let's start talking about our old Canadian neighbors to the north, eh? So I don't know if you guys have seen it out there, but we've been I guess there's been some shootings in believe it was British Columbia.
No, it was Alberta.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was kind of weird reading. First I saw the ground news where they had the photo, and I looked at the photo. I'm like, that can't be a photo of the shooting. And then I read the story, and maybe it was. And the story was apparently it was just shooting homeless people, but not far away or something. There was a couple SUVs that might have been cop SUVs with bullet holes through the windshield. So, I just want to know how a Mexican made it all the way from Mexico to Canada to start shooting with these illegal guns.
I don't know if I can.
Pretty easy.
Like I said, there's all kinds of fucking different stories all over the internet. Of course, this is Canada, so we don't have the type of journalism that we do here that they do in Canada, right? Technically, I believe in Canada, this type of fucking journalism right here that we're doing and shit, that we were just talking about the news, sharing our opinions and stuff, is not allowed in Canada.
Well, we're free dumb.
Right.
We're free dummies.
Right. So there's a lot of different fucking stories right now going around. There's some that say that the shooter was killed. There's some that say that he's been apprehended. There's some that say he's a white guy. There's some that say he's a fucking brown guy. There's some that say he was wearing some overalls and a fucking flannel shirt, or some overalls and a camo shirt. I've read all kinds of different shit, just, of course, this is new news right now. And
right.
Like I say,
that's
it is
what
coming
I mean.
from,
it's weird. It's you killed 2 homeless people and then shot up a police car. That sounds like
I said,
this is the same thing.
Once we start getting a lot of the facts and stuff from this story and stuff, it's really going to be interesting to kind of look back and think of all of our speculating right here, So let's go.
Yeah, 2 homeless cops shot each other.
All right, so let's go ahead and speculate, guys. Let's get conspiracy theorizing and all that shit. Like I say, there's not much actual factual information right now on it, so let's go ahead and theorize. What do we think is happening?
Another thing that was funny about the story that I read, I don't remember where I pulled it up from, but is they make it a point to mention that a lot of Canadians actually have guns. They just have to be licensed, unlike the United States. And I'm pretty sure I have to carry my license with me. So I'm not sure what the difference would be then.
So a lot of oh, go ahead, man. I'm packing a bowl. Go for it.
It's I mean, like we just saw, they just did like a nationwide assault weapon ban or what have you. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like a California style. And what better way to to make people believe that was needed than some pearl clutching, right? And it's not like they went. I mean, and if just killing innocent people is terrible, regardless. But it's not like they went into a mall or a school and they picked like the lowest denominator. As a matter of fact, a drag on the economy, and I mean.
Do you mean the homeless people or the police cars?
I'm assuming the homeless.
Yeah, I mean,
when he mentions the drag on the economy.
Yeah.
Right. They got to be some nice cars.
And I'm not trying to talk about it in a positive light in any way. I mean, my point of that is that's easy. It's not going to start up too much shit. But at the same time, it's look, if you have guns, people get murdered.
You're talking about it glowing, which would explain why cops' cars were shot and homeless people.
I wonder if the Mounties pulled up on fucking horses, eh?
Well, they didn't shoot any horses. At least I didn't see any pictures of that.
All right, so I guess my conspiracy theory is, that's so if we look at fucking what's been going on with Canada's gun grab lately, and fucking old commie Canada with fucking Mr. fucking the son of Castro. Trudeau, right? Fucking he's clearly on a gun grab. Whether I don't want to fucking be an Alex Jones fucking person and try and say like, oh, he's fake or something like that, but I believe, like I say, a lot of the stories right now are getting mixed up and things like that. And I believe that the story is getting spun into what they want it to believe. So Canadians are bleeding hearts by nature, right? So fucking they're not going to go into a school and fucking shoot up people in a false flag fucking type of style, right? So of course, fucking shoot a couple homeless people, fucking put them in a MAGA hat, fucking,
that's what I said, man.
That's my his overalls and camo shirt, like. I mean, it is Canada. I don't know what their fashion sense is, but.
So, I believe it could be like false flag in that type of scenario. At the same time, on the other hand, other end of the spectrum, it really could be somebody, fucking a true blue fucking Canadian conservative fucking back in his farm,
could be a deranged
with
freedom.
Like I said, right, exactly, with all this fucking gun grabbing and shit going on right now, fucking maybe he's like I say, fucking I believe that's what's gonna happen if fucking they start coming door to door in America and start trying to, hey, so we heard you might be a dangerous person and you have a gun, so we're gonna need you to go ahead and get that for us. People are cops are gonna start getting shot. I'm not saying to do this at all. I'm not trying to advocate, fucking shooting cops. No, definitely not. But I'm saying, fucking, with the arrogance of American lifestyle, which is a good thing. That's what we were bred on, is fucking arrogance. And fuck you guys. You can't fucking govern us from across the fucking sea. Fuck off.
I wonder how it would look if that actually happened, though, because one of the main reasons it took me so long. I only just recently got a gun. A year or two ago or something, and one of the main reasons I didn't was because of that, because I don't want somebody to show up to my house and be like, sorry, I'm taking this, because the only answer is to shoot them, because that's the whole point in having it. But I'm also not going to get in a shootout with the cops in the trailer park with my kid in the house either, so I don't have a choice. Like, sorry, I guess I'm shit out of luck, aren't I?
And that's the problem, is that's how most of it is going to be. But then again, fucking you are like I said, you're a kid you're a guy in a trailer park with his son. They're probably not going to red flag you straight away. They're going to red flag the type of extremist, militant type, fucking gun loving American that is going to, like I say, and that's not a good thing. I mean, that's not a bad thing, dude. I mean, being home with your son and stuff like that. Like I say, I don't consider you a fucking government leech. Fucking you, like, you know,
Well, I've
you
certainly
have
fucking try.
right, yeah, right. Like I say, you have certainly have certain circumstances that do warrant these types of things that these social safety nets are set in
Right.
place for,
And
you know.
I
And so
mean,
of
I do
course,
have a degree in social work for a reason.
right, dude, like
It's gotten me nowhere, but
yeah, whatever people may say about, you know, like people, you know, on these government programs and things like that, many of them are good people, you know, like they say, they are there for a reason, you know, because fucking we are not fucking barbaric fucking, you know, cavemen, and you know, we do have a, you know, a heart in some sense, but at the same time, America is really built on individualism, you know. America is really about the individual, not the collective, right? So
right. The objectivism, like you were talking about before.
yes, yeah, that's exactly what fucking basically America was kind of built on, you know, just if not, you know, openly, fucking at least in theory, you know, in some sense, and
That's why it's important to worry about the allocation. You
Right.
know, like they're going to take your money.
oh yeah,
Simple as that.
yeah, I mean, it is what it is, you know, and most of us Americans have learned to kind of deal with this. But back to the gun grab and things like that, I believe that there's going to be they're going to start going. The first people they're going to try and red flag are going to be these people that, you know, are pretty serious about, you know, their freedom and their fucking, you know, their 2A rights, and so they're not going to be those people that like, yeah, you know, I have a son and things like that. I'm not going to get into a shootout, you know, in the parking lot, you know. They're the type of people that are going to get into a shootout in the parking lot, you know, and I believe that's why I say the gun grab in America, if it does get to the point of where Canada is quickly heading to, and I believe that they're going to really try and push for a full-on gun grab in Canada for those that, you know, recently had their guns, because gun sales in Canada have come to a complete halt. It is illegal to sell guns in Canada. If you have a gun in Canada, you can still own it. You cannot fucking take it in public. You can't hunt with it. You can't do it. You can literally just own it. You know, you can't fucking defend yourself with it. Nothing. You can simply just own it because you've owned it before and they're not going to come for it. But with things like this would occur, or, you know, however they occur, whether it's government affiliated, anything like that, that's what they're going to try and do. They're going to try and use this to come for the citizens of Canada's guns, you know, the ones that still have them, you know, that, you know, haven't bought them recently because it's illegal to buy them recently. And I believe, like I say, Canada, if anything, is nothing but a you know, a microscope of the liberal left-wing agenda here in America. You know, I mean, a lot of these fucking super libtard Americans strive to be like Canada, you know. That's not good. That is not good, you know. And so that's why I say I feel like fucking the arrogance of Americans and fucking things like that with our 2A rights. I believe it's not going to be a pretty sight when they try to come for, you know, the citizens' guns.
Right. It is. When you talk about the arrogance, it is going to make a huge difference. Canada's not going to act the same, and like it's like the same with the UK. I saw Sargon was on Racket Show, and he was talking about, like, we all have got guns. We all got them. We just don't care, and we're not a gun culture. You guys are fucking wild with it. That's how people just view Americans when we think it's normal, but it's apparently not very normal. But that's the way it is, and it is going to be definitely more hairy for sure.
I guess it really depends kind of on culture too. Like I say, I grew up shooting guns. I've known how to fucking shoot a gun
Right,
since
it's a
I was
gun
about 8 years
culture.
old, you know?
Right.
It, like I say, it really just depends on what kind of culture it is. Because then if you talk to somebody that grew up in fucking, you know, like Northern California, things like that, you know, maybe they might have gone out hunting once or something like that, but they didn't, you know, have a
Right.
family member that just had guns in fucking a desert. They could just, oh, let's go in the backyard and shoot some cans, guys, you know? They don't have that type of culture like we do here in Arizona, where
Right.
in Arizona we have a heavy gun culture. Like I say, fucking Arizona's gun laws are: do you own a gun? No. Why not? You know?
Do you have constitutional carry or shall issue?
I'm not too sure. We're yeah, go for it, Ryan.
We have open carry. Like you're actually not encouraged to conceal it. Like they want you to just open carry.
Well,
and if you're driving, it's supposed to be put in a place where it's visible that you can just walk around with it at any time.
Yeah.
Right, but that's what if you want to conceal is what that's all about, because open carry is pretty
I don't believe you
standard.
need I don't believe you need a CCW permit in Arizona as well. I could be wrong,
Right.
but I don't believe you do.
I
But
think there's something like 23 states that are constitutional carry, and that's why that Bruin decision didn't affect barely anybody at all. Of course, you know, there was a bunch of stupid memes about it, but I think it only affected 5 states that were may issue. So any state that was still shall issue still is. Like Michigan, I gotta pay a fee to take a stupid little class, which I don't have to take if I just want to carry it around with me. And then I gotta pay them every year just to keep it up. So states like New Jersey was one where it was may issue. You could ask like, can I do this? And they're like, why? And you could give them a reason. They'll be like, nah.
New York's probably the most well-known one of the shall issue that is definitely a not issue. Yeah.
New York just recently took a big step in banning guns. I don't know if you've heard, but they have banned gel blasters. I don't know if you know what a gel blaster is.
I think I saw that.
I had to look it up.
I sent that to you, bro.
Yeah, that is
Yeah, oh, you
hilarious.
did. Well, I did have to look up what the fuck is a gel blaster. It shoots Orbeez. So
It's
it's basically a toy ball gun.
Yeah, I think that Canadians, like you said, they're they're synonymous with kind of being soft or what have you, kind of bleeding hearts. Not necessarily soft. I'm not trying to insult, but
polite.
I think that they're they'll be more willing to give up their guns for sure, and where a more of a black pill outlook I think comes in is with Americans. I think there will be pockets of resistance if that happens. And there may be, some firing, some shooting, some deaths and whatnot. But I think that for a huge part, you got people just like there are in New York, California, New Jersey, like you say in Michigan, that will be easily kowtowed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just the unfortunate circumstances. Like it's all hyperbole on both sides. You got people like Biden saying, "Oh, well, you're going to need some Black Hawk choppers," and it's like, yeah, I think I do. Like, is it in the mail or what?
Right.
Now that you mention it, I have been wanting a Black Hawk chopper.
Right.
But then at the same time, too, doesn't that really just kind of show their true colors and stuff like that? When just if the fact that you talk about the possibility of ever using a Black Hawk citizen a Black Hawk helicopter on your own citizens,
right? Or nukes, like
even just joking about
that.
Even
like,
just
you got
joking
nukes.
about
what are you gonna do?
Right. Even just joking about it as the fucking president of the United States. Even just joking about the idea of using nuclear weapons or even Black Hawks or even just guns on your own citizens because they protested you is the most un-American fucking thing a president could possibly ever fucking say, dude. Like,
Yeah, just imagine him coming out and being like, "Hey, you guys remember Ruby Ridge? Are you sure you want to do this?"
Dude, it's what's worse is the people that cheer it on, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Seriously.
Right.
They're the enablers.
Right. I don't know, man. It's pretty crazy times, dude. So let's continue with fucking Canada. Fucking Zip Pope recently fucking visited the old natives of Canada. Who wants to take that one?
I love this one. I love this one.
Go ahead,
so
man.
the Pope, and this was in Alberta. I can't remember the name. It's an Indian name, so I can't say it anyway. And American Indian, I mean. But
Saskatchewan?
it's no, I can say that one. Thank you.
Sasquatch?
But huh?
Sasquatch?
Yeah, it is probably Sasquatch.
Fabled Sam Squatch.
But anyway, it has to do with the Catholic Church. That's why the Pope was apologizing. He didn't just come out and say, "Hey, I heard what's going on over there, and that's pretty shitty." He came out and said, "Hey, I hear what my employees were doing over there, and that's pretty shitty." Spoiler alert: they were fucking kids. What I find peculiar is that he didn't have an opener for this one. This was his big close. It's like, yeah, this place in Alberta where these, I don't know, teachers or something. Yeah, we're real sorry about that. Like, go on. Because, is this news? I thought this was a news show. You text me. You said, "Here, let me send you the news." It's like Pope says he's sorry we fuck kids. It's like, okay, here we go.
So I guess a lot of it is the fucking Americanization or fucking the Europeanization fucking of the Indian people. Basically the what do they call them, like reform camps or something like that, or not reform camps. They fucking residential schools.
I think it's like
Yeah.
Canada's version of reservations, only they're still, owned by the church or something. I don't know.
So what it was I believe it was from the early 19 or late 1800s to the early 1940s. I could be wrong with the time period.
All
but,
the way to the 1970s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was recently.
Yeah. All right. So, and it was basically just, re-education for the natives, basically to basically kind of Americanize them or just European. They call it European.
Christianize them.
Right. So basically convert them is I guess, you could somewhat say an inquisition, if you want to go that far, but, it's basically just, I guess, bring like, I don't know. I don't know what you want to call it, like I guess clearly it was wrong to try and fucking change someone's fucking culture and things like that. But I guess fucking their intentions at the time were to just kind of, I guess, try to in some way or another fucking assimilate them into society by forcing them
assimilation isn't a bad idea
their
if like it's your choice.
Right,
It's just
that's what I
like
say.
living in Western civilization is not the worst thing in the fucking world.
Right, most people
So-
around the world would even agree. Even that don't live here, they could kind of wish they lived here. But that's why I say, fucking anything by force, is anything forcing your will on somebody else is wrong in all ways, shapes, and forms.
And they got plenty of land there too.
Yeah. Dude, like we literally live like fucking a couple miles from a fucking reservation, out here. Like fucking, it's they got pretty cool casinos, bro.
I got a lot of bars here too.
Yeah. Yep. So fucking.
They're everywhere, all over the state. You know what I mean? But anyway, I think it's pretty hilarious myself. I mean, where's this do for everywhere else the church did this? I mean,
Right.
all over South
Right.
America
Yeah.
and Mexico, and
Like I said,
I
I
mean-
don't even know the name of this place. That was my point. Is like, what's the story? What's the Pope saying? It's called Massachusetts or some shit, Alberta.
Right.
And
But
like,
it's- I
okay,
mean,
thanks,
it's-
Pope.
it's exactly what this Pope's become known for. You know what I mean? It's a divisional. You know what I mean? Like it can't pander to one side of an argument and grandstand. I mean, moral grandstand. It's been announced. This guy. I mean, not obviously, I'm not a follower of the church, but I read the shit. You guys, this guy's
Like I think the
he's
Pope
a
has
kook,
bigger
man.
fish to fry within the Catholic Church. So
Right. Right. I don't know. Fucking, I don't want to get into the whole theological fucking thought like that, but I believe a large majority of the population is kind of denounce the idea of theology in a realistic sense. For the most part, a lot of people are just most people won't say most people just say I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. And
I don't know anybody personally who talks about the fucking Pope.
Right. At least, unless it's some libtards trying to fucking just talk shit about fucking the Christians and stuff like that. Fucking
Talk shit about the Pope all you want.
all right. I could give two shits about really anyone's really religious views. If it helps you, if it makes you a better person, more power to you, dude. Nobody's really wrong anything like that. Fucking shit. If it makes you a fucking better person, who's to say you're goddamn wrong? Whether you pray to fucking God, Buddha, who gives a shit? If it makes you a better
Just don't
person-
fuck their kids.
Right. Moral of the story: just don't fuck kids, guys. Just be a good motherfucking person. It doesn't matter like what you really believe in or don't believe in or whatever. It's all about being a decent motherfucking person. We're all in this fucking goddamn struggle together. One way or another. And it sucks for all of us.
Pretty good segue into a certain someone who didn't get that memo.
Well, what you talking about, man? Elaborate.
Talking about your other story you sent me.
I don't even remember, dude. I just took another bong rip. I'm
Oh,
lazy as shit.
Maxwell's accommodations.
Right. Okay, thank you. Fucking yes. So InfoWars, fucking I got this one off of InfoWars, fucking and of course, fucking InfoWars, they're pretty damn Christian conservative and things like that, and they're damn outraged that fucking Maxwell was moved to a cushy, fed, club fed prison, basically where fucking there's yoga and movie nights and things like that, So who wants to go ahead and start? I'll go ahead.
Talent
and wrap it up.
shows.
All right. You guys go
Swine.
ahead. Go ahead and start. I'll wrap this one up.
I mean, where do you think you're going to go with that, right? I mean, this is given, right? I mean, you expected either her to get the wish granted to be transferred to Europe, or they're going to hide her out somewhere where she could see her friends and have stuff brought in. And, it'll be like a Jeffrey Epstein thing. I don't know if, either if you ever watched the documentaries on him, but at times that he was locked up on charges in Florida, I mean, he was able to leave the vast majority of the day. They got him out of work furlough immediately, and he was out like 12 to 15 hours every day. His cell was left open. He had a cell phone, on and on, so this isn't even surprising to me. The only thing that's surprising to me is that she's still alive, right? But this could leave her open as well, because it's like a minimum security prison. This could set up the next step of the old the epi incident, man.
Someone's gonna get rid of the EpiPen.
I'm not surprised that she's still alive. I'm more surprised that she's not on the island. And honestly, to be perfectly clear, I don't know that she's not on the island because I'm not on the island. So that would have been my first guess, and that's just assuming that Jeffrey isn't on the island right now too, But this is exactly what I expected, because I don't think they'd kill her outright like that, because she was like the brains, She got the connects because her dad's a spook. Her dad's not going to kill her. I think this was completely expected, and you don't want to make her suffer or she'll squeal. So, just give her a comfy life. Sure, her life is probably exponentially better than mine right now.
How long do you think it's going to be, though, until someone comes out with a memoirs fucking My Life as Ghislaine Maxwell's cellmate, You don't even have to come out with it, Like I say, if I can, I mean, of course they're gonna fucking kill whoever comes out with that, but still, fucking.
I could ghostwrite it for a paycheck,
right? So anybody could, dude. Fucking, it could be the new fucking Bible. Somebody just makes something up. Fucking.
It reminds me of that mobster in Bad Boys 1, I think it was. They go and check him out, and he's sitting there with his plate is like his lobster and shit, and like he's cells wide open, smoking cigars, and like, what are you gonna do?
All right. All right, so my take, like I said, fucking having been to prison and things like that, I know a thing or two, but so it seems like the InfoWars article is pretty upset that she's not being fucking locked in a fucking dungeon somewhere and fucking poked with a stick all day, like if she was a fucking like a POW in Vietnam or some shit, right? And of course, fucking people are always gonna be mad like that, like fucking they think she's a fucking the whole fucking evangelical fucking Christian fucking cult and shit like that. They think like, oh, she's a monster, she needs to be punished, and that's what they think about most fucking criminals. But at the same time, having been a young rambunctious person that made some mistakes and ended myself in prison at one point in my life, I do realize I see things from a different perspective. Of course, at the time I was a young fuck the government. Like fucking I'm gonna do what I want. Fucking I didn't know I was fully libertarian at the time, but I guess I was fully libertarian at the time. But and that's what, of course, landed me in jail. Was basically I was completely misguided, misdirected. I followed what pop culture said and things like that, and that's how I ended myself in prison. But either way, back to fucking Ghislaine Maxwell. So. When she's in prison and things like that, especially federal prison is much different than state prison. Federal prison, for example, there's no smoking in federal prison. But then again, in federal prison, when you go through the lunch line, again, this is all stuff that I've heard. I've never been to federal prison, but I was in state prison with people that have been to federal prison. And there's soda machines in the chow lines and things like that. There's a lot better food. Like you get actually fucking like some nice cooked food, things like that. You don't have televisions, I believe, except for in the day room or something like that, which would be their movie night, things like that, where basically everybody comes together or gathers around the big ass TV in the fucking day room and watches a movie that the guards pick for them, and then so that's what that is. Like in most prisons all over the place have some sort of fucking organized exercise programs, be it yoga, things like that. Fucking basically fucking most prisons, the inmates are going to make you exercise either way. Yeah, so either way, there's the things with the yoga and things like that. Of course, that's in literally just about every prison. There's fucking little yoga groups. There's fucking all kinds of different groups. There's also lots of religious freedom in prison, things like that. That's a lot of the white males in prison seem to follow the religion of Asatru. A lot of the Hispanic males seem to follow and these are the people that are political and generally up there. A lot of people, the majority of inmates are really just there to do their time and go home to their families. But these are just the people that are more than likely lifers. If they're not lifers, then when they get out, they're going to come back as a lifer. There's people that follow Asatru, and there's fucking people that fucking are real deal fucking Nazis that fucking really fucking killed black people for no reason, simply because of the fact that they were black, and they would do it again and continue doing it in prison. I've really met these types of people. I've met fucking people that and had candid conversations with them. Just sitting down, fucking eating a meal. It's pretty crazy, and just to see these people's psyche as a normal person. But so generally people in prison still want to be people, and a lot of the people out here that preach for prison reform and things like that, that's the reasons why they have these types of programs in prison and stuff. That's the reason why they have all these religious freedoms, because of course freedom of religion is it's the first rule of America as well, as freedom of speech and things like that. But so yeah, of course, like in all prisons, to an extent, have these types of cushy programs and stuff like that. But at the same time, it is prison. It is being isolated from the outside world. It is in a way a third world communal style living. Almost as you could say communist style living, where basically there's the people in power, which is basically the guards and the prison staff, things like that. The people. And then the people, which are basically the inmates, who also basically run the prison. They're the people that make the food. They're the workers and things like that. That's what prison is. Prison sucks. But it is a punishment. It really should be more of a way of reform. That being said, things like Ghislaine Maxwell should have gotten life. Ghislaine Maxwell should never see the light of day. She should not be allowed to ever see the light of day, in my opinion. Crimes against other people are fucking terrible. Crimes against children are even worse. Things like drug offenses, which the majority of the state prison population is in there for, is a victimless crime other than the self. Basically, it's an individual's choice to destroy their own lives. If that's the way they want to live, so be it. If in the grand scheme of things, if you don't want your life to matter, your life doesn't matter. Poof, you get your wish, right? So basically that's kind of my whole little rant on prison and things like that. And so basically these people that are this, either way, she got what she was sentenced to. She's being placed where she's placed. I doubt they're gonna send her to fucking Europe and things like that. Of course, yeah, there is still ways that fucking the whole conspiracy shit can go down. Fucking people can get to her very easily now. With depending on if she's in general population or if she's on 23-1, where basically she gets locked down 23 hours a day and gets to go outside to the rec yard for an hour a day. Or it really all depends what level she's locked down on. If she's with population, of course they could get to her easily. If she's locked down, then there's camera malfunctions happen all the time, But that's my spiel on it, man.
One big difference that you did touch on is just the fact that she's in federal prison, and she's surrounded by inmates that were sentenced to federal crimes, which are not drug dealers typically, not gangbangers typically. There's embezzlers she's in there with, so
High crime.
Right, it's a totally different kind of population too. So I mean, that not only explains why it's more lax, but also she'd be safer in general too.
Mm-hmm. To an extent, there's fucking animals in there, dude. Like I say, fucking a lot of these people are basically
there's animals out
into
here.
Organized crime, like a lot of people in state prison. Like, yeah, it's pretty dangerous, but for the most part, they're just a bunch of fucking junkies and lowlifes. Like in Fed prison, that's where the real deal fucking monsters are.
Well, she's one of them, so
Right. That's why I say
she ain't the only one with a nice room there.
But based on her crime against fucking children, she should be doing life. She should not ever see the light of day. Yeah, I mean, of course, she'll see the light of day in the rec yard, but I mean, she should not taste the fucking freedom.
Right. She's gonna get out and be rich. So
yeah, she's gonna get out and fucking shit. She might write a fucking memoir by the time all the fucking people that she fucking catered to are fucking either locked somewhere deep away or fucking on their deathbeds to where it doesn't matter anymore. Like I mean, it could get to there. Yeah, I don't know if I can. Like I say,
I mean, she ain't
that's
poor
15
now.
years to see what's going to happen, and at the same time, fucking R. Kelly got 20. Yeah.
I think if you hurt children, man, you should be in a tiny little fucking 4x4 fucking box with no windows or nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? And your fucking shower is a hose sliding into the top. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Really? I mean, that's how I see it. I mean,
You should get Jesse Pinkman.
not only really, I mean, full on.
I'm not suggesting.
Not only.
I'm not suggesting capital punishment in this particular case or at all, or giving my thoughts on it. But I was just recently thinking about one of my favorite execution styles, and I don't even remember where it came from. But the whole burlap bag with a dog and a snake in a river. That just sounds terrifying.
You're gonna have to elaborate on this, man. If I can give us
Oh
details
no!
of
If you want to kill somebody for a crime, you grab a big burlap sack and you put them in it. And you also put in a dog, and you also put in a snake, and then you put the whole bag in a river.
I think we should go back to tarring and feathering politicians.
Yeah,
Right.
that too.
Right.
Or maybe the bag thing. Come on. Let me have this one.
Yeah, Greek style government, man. Every so often, every couple of years, we vote out the most corrupt, and you're exiled to the type of government that you obviously would rather represent. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how you fare, man. We'll come
It
pick
won't
you up
work.
in 5
It won't work because Nancy is just going to be like, nah, and then walk away.
Yeah, that clip is fucking great, dude. It's definitely going in this episode. You guys know that for sure. You guys wanna do another bong for the road? Anybody got anything else they want to talk about, man? We talk about everything here, dude. Conspiracies, fucking anything, literally anything you guys got in your mind? Any fucking random ass rants you guys want to go on? Fuck it, dude.
I did, and I forgot.
Hit another bong, see if it helps.
I'll write it down if I remember. Where'd my shit go here? Yeah, it's midnight here.
All right.
Cheers. Oh,
Yeah.
fucking swine over here. You like my little Rick? Little Rick Sanchez there.
I like my little hollow wine.
Yeah.
Halloween. Halloween.
What is your guys' opinion on whether Trump should declare if he's going to run for the presidency or not? Should he wait until after the midterms?
Yeah.
Should definitely wait.
Who
So
do you
I
want
don't
to
know if he will.
What's your reasoning behind that?
Strategy. I mean, he might change his mind at that point because, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't pretend to know.
Right.
I don't
I
think
believe-
it's a guarantee.
I think he should wait as well, but I think he should wait to let the candidates that he's endorsed enjoy their spotlight and their thunder right now, and make
That's
sure.
not why he would, though. Come on.
All right. I personally, I don't know. I think maybe he's not sure if he's gonna run yet. Would he have to seeing as he'd be the a former incumbent, right? Would he still have to go through a primary?
Well, I'm sure, but I mean, I'm sure it's going to be slim pickings of anyone that's going to run against him in the Republican
All right.
Party. But I mean, he's
who
going
would
to.
even try? I think.
All right. I mean,
I'm sure there's a few
front runners. There's a lot of good front runners in the Republican Party right now. I mean, there's a lot of.
there's a lot of
really good.
anti-Trumpers.
True. Yep. It's a pretty crazy fucking political system we got right now. So
I guess Ted Cruz might.
oh god. Fucking glue.
And then you got Lizard Cheney thinking about running as well. I mean,
I
she's a
couldn't
Democrat in name
Right.
only, right?
She should just run as a
Republican
Democrat,
in
dude.
name
I couldn't
only, right?
imagine how that would go.
Hey,
She would probably
It'd be
be the
funny.
front runner if she just said she was Democrat.
Yeah.
So speaking of Democrats, fucking let's turn the shoe on the other foot, fucking for the
Yeah, they ain't got much to choose from.
Who's our prospects for fucking or for Democrat fucking front runner? Who are they gonna put into the fucking lines fucking into the
There,
fucking
there was a
Coliseum?
recent poll. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. There was this poll where they actually just polled Democrats, of course, and I can't remember the exact numbers. Biden was top, and I think it was like 15% or something, followed by Kamala, and then you get down to the nitty gritty where you got people all tied for fourth. Things like, or tied at 4%. Where it's just like, AOC, wow, real thinker there, tied with Bernie Sanders for 4%, and then at the very bottom, anyone else is higher than everybody else. So
So based on AOC alone, I mean, based on intellect alone, definitely AOC is not gonna fucking make it, into the presidential running anytime soon. She's way too retarded.
she doesn't want to anyway. She's an actress,
Yes,
and she's having the
clearly a
time of her
political
life.
actress.
God
all
bless
she
her.
is.
She does a good job at what she does.
Right. So fucking I personally think, I don't know, if they don't try and run fucking old as fucking Bernie, which I don't think they would, seeing as they're seeing the results of running a geriatric in the first place right now with fucking Biden. I don't think they would try to run fucking Bernie. I think fucking Bernie's past his prime. I think that that ship has sailed. But basically, either way, fucking he's got his proteges within the Democratic Party. Either way, based off of
There's Newsom.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Based off of popularity and fucking some random fucking political ads in Florida, even though he's the governor of California, I think they're gonna try and run Newsom, the old Newsoms.
Yeah, that's what I said too. Newsom, that's their guy.
Right.
And but who's gonna run under him though? That's the question. Are they gonna put old Buttigieg did and try to be like he's openly gay? He's
super woke.
He's already been the Secretary of Transportation.
Right,
I mean,
doing a bang up job.
Right.
He's been the mayor of South Bend for Christ's sakes. Oh,
Well, shit. I hear they have good Bends. I don't know. I got nothing.
Right, chili dogs.
Fucking old Beto mail.
That guy's going nowhere. He's trying to run for governor right now and losing his ass.
All right.
You know what I mean?
He might try again though, so I mean it'd be funny to watch.
Right.
From what you hear though, well, Soros just poured some cash into his campaign to revive that for him. Just dropped $1 million on him.
But then again, like I say, if they were to run a Gavin Newsom and fucking the old Beto mail as a running mate and stuff like that, then fucking he's got the fucking gun grabbers. The gun grabbers all fucking love Beto and fucking
Right. Who goes to Texas and says, "Yeah, I'm coming for your guns."
Right, and then all the fucking the stimulus fucking check loving pieces of shit fucking they love Gavin. So it's basically they got the poor and the people.
I don't know who can look at California and be like, "Man, I wish I was in California. I wish they just bring California."
Apparently Michigan. I mean, I just read several articles that says
maybe
Michigan's
Whitmer.
starting in
Maybe it's
California
Newsom and
faster
Whitmer.
than we are. You know what I
Newsom
mean?
and Whitmer, 2024. Never know.
So
it's going to be a long 2.5 years in Biden years. That's what I know.
Right. Oof. So what's your fucking Michigan opinion on old Carrie Lakes? She's been
on who?
Fucking Carrie Lake, the person, the chick running for governor of Arizona. She's been all over the
Arizona. I've never seen her.
You haven't seen Carrie Lake? She was on Timcast recently.
I stopped watching Timcast. I only watch his clips because I really don't care what happened in that Family Guy episode.
Dude, a lot of people have been talking about her, like, nationally and things like that. She's done some pretty funny shit, like fucking the CNN reporter and stuff like that. That she came up to her and like, hey, would you like to do an interview? And she's like, oh sure, only if it goes on CNN Plus though. And she's like, oh yeah, that's right. CNN Plus isn't a thing anymore, is it? Yeah, that's because the people don't want what you're pushing, which is propaganda. And then just walks away. Like fucking mic drops and just fucking the shades roll down, the fucking blunt goes to her lips, dude. Like straight thug life moment, dude. Like that's going viral. I'm definitely gonna throw it in here. But yeah, fucking, she's a bit of a fucking gangster and stuff like that. But I know there's some I guess controversial stuff been going around with her about like her being real close with the trans community and things like that.
Oh, yeah, I've seen her. I've seen her.
Mhm.
And that she donated to the old Obama campaign.
Yeah, I was thinking, it's just like, isn't she a grifter? I've seen her before.
She used to be a news anchor here in Arizona for forever, I guess.
She's Trump endorsed though. That's going to give her some serious momentum, man.
She doesn't come from a political background as well. So, like she comes from a journalist background.
Yeah, well, same with Dr. Oz. He's Trump endorsed.
Yeah, but he doesn't come from
That was a terrible move.
Background,
terrible move.
I think I'd rather have a journalist than a doctor. If I can a liberal ass fucking doctor that was a fucking TV doctor, that had his own TV show and fucking talk show and shit like that.
I don't know which I would prefer. I mean, a journalist is a professional liar, so
but
it's already a shoe-in.
But then again,
doesn't he have dual citizenship too? Isn't he like also a citizen of like Lebanon or Turkey?
I don't know, something like that, most likely. Fuck you, I don't know. I honestly, I don't think he's gonna fucking win. I don't. Did he win already? I don't fucking know.
I know he won like his primary or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah. So basically, they just
lost. Oz, yeah, I don't think he's. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's coming up here pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't know. That didn't seem like a solid move to me. And obviously, I'm not the only one. I mean, you guys are saying, your doubts, and that was all over shit we watched.
I think it's probably a TV thing because, I mean, like, birds of a feather, right? I mean,
right.
The celeb clout.
Sure.
I don't know. Did they film on the same channel? I mean, like,
I don't know. I never watched either. I never saw Trump.
Trump's down. I mean, I never watched the show either. But the point is he's on a show,
Yeah, so maybe they went to
the
same brunches or something. I don't fucking know.
Their sets down the hallway. Like, hey, buddy, you know what I mean?
They meet at the water cooler.
I mean, at the cheeseburger table.
They go way back like 4 flats on a Cadillac.